Do you ever think of how long it takes you to be productive, get things done, accomplish what you truly want? And are your goals going to push you for the person you want to be? Yes, of course, you're going to have goals to get you along the way, but have you set up the systems? Have you figured out exactly what you're doing and the purpose of everything you're doing? Have you figured out why you are doing things, where you want to go, and how it's going to prolong you beyond your next goal? Well, that's why I started the 75-day blooming challenge. For me, it is 75 days until I turn 26. I started this on July 13th, and it will go until September 26th when I turn 26 years old. And the whole goal of this is to step into my power, become the person I want to be, and really practice what I preach. I am going to be the guinea pig that will help you once I figure out if this 75-day challenge will help. I think it will. You can come along on this journey with me as I share a lot behind the scenes, not only here, but also on Instagram, of sharing how I am blooming over the next 75 days, bigger and better, and just beyond the quarterly, monthly, and even yearly goals. And if you haven't seen, I did a mid-year reset. I do quarterly goals. I do monthly resets. So much is in those videos that will help me to who I want to become, to my next level. What goals am I currently working on? But really, have you set aside time to really bloom beyond your basic goals? Starting setting those systems, figuring out your purpose, figuring out your why, and really stepping into that next level that will help you for continuation. So a lot of people share 60-day challenges, 30-day challenges, 75-day challenges, and I decided 75 days because it's not 90 days, but it's also more than 30 days. You still have to push yourself beyond. So I want to have you guys come along on this journey. This will basically just be the why I started this, what I'm doing, the basics of it, and my goals. And over the next few months, I'm going to be sharing with you a lot of behind the scenes. You will have extra content over here on Instagram. You will have more of the things that go on in my day-to-day life, but I want to also sit down maybe weekly or bi-weekly to talk about this challenge and share with you guys what is working, what is not working, and kind of where I'm at my journey. Let's jump into why I'm doing this, what is really taking this initiative, and why I'm creating this and not just following someone else's journey on their challenge. The first thing I want to talk about is that we all fall off track. We all waste time. We all get into a groove and it may not be intentional, or you are working on what you want but not taking that lead, or you are going 50% in but not 100. A big part of this challenge is when you fall off track and have lost yourself, it's a rediscovery and stepping back into who you truly want to be, into those systems, the mindset, and the personal development growth over time. Because if you want to stay where you are, you wouldn't be even working towards those. But are you actually going all in? Are you actually stepping into your power, believing in yourself, building the person you want to be, and blooming to become? And I think for me, if I was to take someone else's challenge, it wouldn't practice all the balance in life. I understand where you are right now is not where you want to be, but figuring out that balance, really taking that time to build who you want, take the action on who you want to be, and do it, and find that balance within the plan, within the action, within your days. So I think creating my own for this community was so important for me, because the systems that you have, the growth that you're going to have, and the life that you currently have is not all the same to make everyone do the same thing at the same time. So this is for anyone and everyone, for them to find the balance to bloom and to become by really going one step further and saying, what do I really want to be? Who do I truly want to become? And how am I going to discover that within myself over the next 75 days in the life that I have that will also project me for years to come? This is something to start the momentum. This is something to go all in. And that being said, the basics of this is really just with intention, believing in yourself, your goals, and the life that you truly want, right? Believing in yourself is always going to be step one. So you need to really sit with yourself, understand what you want, why you want it, who you want to be. Then you're going to have to build the plan and build that alter ego, that dream self, and the life that you want. Get very visual with it. How are you going to do that? Are you going to have a mood board? Are you going to have a letter to yourself? Are you going to build that plan? How are you going to do that over the next 75 days? Then you're going to have to bloom consistently. Show up for yourself. Take action, and realistically find out that balance. Is it daily? Is it weekly? What are you going to do every other day, right? Figuring out those systems for yourself is so important. And then becoming with time. This is just your starting point. This is to propel you into the person you want to be. But that person that you are going to become is going to be on your unique journey with who you are, and how your goals are going to be achieved is up to you, and how aggressively you are going to go after it. Because the more you show up for yourself, the quicker it's going to happen. But does that mean 2 years or 5 years? Does that mean 2 months or 6 months? We don't know, because it's your unique journey. So what are you going to do over the next 75 days to get that to happen? Well, we are breaking them down into 3 sections: 25 days, 25 days, and 25 days. What that is you are going to take 25 days to analyze your current life, believe in your goals, figuring out your mindset, figuring out who you want to be, and building that plan that you can balance in. So over these first 25 days, yes, you are taking action. Yes, you are showing up. Yes, you are really trying to get some of these systems going. When are you going to sit down and work on this? What hour of the day are you going to work on this challenge? How are you going to go after your goals? Because all 75 days are very important. But if you are intentional with, okay, let's analyze this. Let's figure out what we truly want. Okay, now we're going to build it, and how are we going to balance that is so important. Then the next 25 days is taking that balanced life, figuring it out, altering it, taking what you built, and really start blooming. And what this is the trial and error phase. What is working, what is not. You, like, every 5 days you are going to do a check-in. Okay, that didn't work, let's do this. So it's really figuring out that balance and blooming and showing up and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And over the last 25 days, it's really you going over your hurdles and blooming and seeing what can become in this short amount of time, but you really bring yourself to the next level, because you are going to be showing up. That's all you need to do for the last 25 days is showing up, taking the action, and see what can become over the 75 days, or how close you can get within the 75 days without rushing or doing too much. So with all that being said, let's jump into my goals. And this is more than just my yearly goals, my quarterly goals, my monthly goals, right? It is to set myself up for success for the rest of my life. So let's break them down. I have 7 goals, and each one of them kind of are broad. You are going to see that I've created very broad goals, but when I talk about my systems that I'm doing and what I've decided in the first week in the next video, you guys will see exactly what I've kind of done and how I'm going to take these into the rest of my life. So these goals are not in any specific order. They are just the way I wrote them out on this outline, but I will quickly talk about them. But as I said, as we go along, you will see how I've kind of broken these down into systems and habits over the next few weeks in the first 25 days. And I will try to make a video about once a week. Will I post it that week? I'm not sure, but it will be as soon as I can get it up. And that being said, the first one is intentional time. Taking the time that I need to create my priorities for the day, my top 3. Planning ahead. What meals are we going to eat? What outfits am I going to wear? what can I make less choices about because it's already set up for success either at the beginning of the day, the night before, or the week before. And then balancing throughout the days of where I currently am and where I want to go, figuring out how much intentional time I can take for this challenge. I would say a minimum of 1 hour per day to go after one of these goals is essential. And that's only 75 hours over the next 75 days. But honestly, you need more time than that to really excel in anything. So that is my first goal. Next is establishing systems. What habits do I want? What routines and what methods? I'm not a routine girl, but really figuring out, okay, what do I do in the morning? What do I do on Mondays? What do I do on Tuesdays? What am I going to do on the weekends? Really establishing the goals in all areas of your life. That means my businesses. That means in my mindset, in hobbies, right? My relationships. Setting up a system that everyone and anyone who walks into my life can see, oh my gosh, this is the routine, systems, and habits that she does. And I'm going to have to be okay with that or step in and ask if I can interrupt that. It will be very automatic. It will be really intentional with what systems I'm doing and that I'm not wasting time anymore on little things or procrastinating or waiting till last minute. Everything will have a day that it's done. Life will happen. That is balance where you have to figure out and shift. But if you have the basic balance on days when life is just happening, you don't need to think as much when you have systems in place. And having that planning, having those systems already set will help you be able to think about different things, be creative, and do more to expand. So next is expand on passion projects. This one is very big. I have been looking at some other side hustles. Am I only going to do Balance While Blooming? Am I going to expand? Do I have another side hustle? Something like that. Do I want multiple avenues that I will be working towards? Or do I want to combine something together where I kind of work them into one? Or do I just want to stick to more hobbies? So that one is just kind of expanding my opportunities, the things that have been interesting me. And if I was going to take the leap, I would like to over the next 75 days or towards the end of the 75 days to be able to start working on those. Talking about Balance While Blooming, it's expanding here, finding passions within. What do I really want to offer you guys? Where do I want it to go? And really creating with purpose. And I think this challenge is something that will help me along that way and finding my sector in this personal development, this growth, and really helping as many people with my courses, with the things that I believe in, the guides that I really feel confident about, the things that I believe in that have helped me, and then also maybe towards the end opening up some sort of mentorship, give you guys as much resources that have helped me along the way. Next is exploring my time alone. I am so dependent on my husband. I love being home, but I really want to get my confidence back, not only in what I'm wearing, in the hobbies I do, but really my anxiety of going out alone and finding that independence of, okay, you are okay. I know we live in a crazy world, but you can be alone. You can do things on your own. You do not need to be handheld everywhere. I am very independent. I'm a very strong person, but I rely a lot on my husband. He is my crutch, and I want to really explore what I can do on my own, confidence back, and really step into my own power of being me. Now, with that being said, talking about hobbies, talking about being alone, it's discovering my content creation style. Like, what do I like, and changing it up. I love sitting here with you guys and doing long form content, but I've been struggling with short form content. I want to do more behind the scenes of when I am maybe not vlog style, but really showing you guys clips of what I do day to day, how I am showing up for myself. Do I want to just talk and explain it? Do I want to create a podcast that is beyond YouTube, that is more specific and maybe even longer content? whatever it is, I want to figure out what I want to create and how I'm going to fall in love with passion even more. Then last one is blooming relationships. This is with my husband, this is as a family, and even more. So I want 2 intentional nights a week with my husband. Now this does not need to be a date, it does not even need to be anything, but it needs to be intentional time where we watch a movie, or we have a sit down talk, or we just sit and have dinner together. But really setting intentional for 2 nights where we step away from our devices and step into our relationship and really connect. Then 1 intentional family activity or situation, so something as a family that we decide to do, go somewhere, hang out, 1 of those a week. A lot of the time it's been game night. We've been doing game night on the weekends, so that's been really fun. And then I want to either expand on my relationships and friendships that I have now, or make a new friendship or 2, really stepping out of that comfort zone, feeling like I should put myself out there again. So overall, those are all my goals over the next 75 days. I want to just really get back on track, really discover who I am, and figuring out the next level of who I am. Because I know on the surface level what is next for me, but what is the big picture? Where do I want to go? And work on more than just this month, this year. Really setting myself up for success and setting up those systems, figuring out how to be intentional, what I want. And I think that I've always known that Balance While Blooming was going to expand into more, but what does that mean? Now is the time to set that up. Even if I don't take action and launch it, preparing myself, setting a deadline, whatever it is, really stepping into that for success beyond. And I cannot wait to see what happens over the next 75 days. I will be trying to make as much content for you guys behind the scenes. I will be recording throughout the week on my phone and really showing you guys how I get my confidence back, what I do with my husband, how I am setting myself up, why I chose those goals. So much that is happening, and the systems I will be setting. And I wanted this to be something that I document for myself, document for you guys, and just see if this is something that I can also help other people with. If 25 days and 25 days to believe in yourself, build the life of your dreams, bloom with taking action to really become that person, is achievable to change your life. And if so, I want to share this journey so you can do it as well. As always, keep balancing, keep blooming, and become the person that you want to be one day at a time. And I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.